Michael Simeon, Black Gay Comic Geek.
So what inspired you to get involved with comics?
Well, honestly, my journey in comics, it started with horror movies first. Like, I was a big horror movie fan. So, like, I was born in 1985, so raised in the 90s. So, like, the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, Halloween, Chucky. Like, I was the type of kid where, like, parents would tell you not to eat junk food before you go to sleep because you would have nightmares. I was like, challenge accepted. I wanted to have a nightmare as a kid, so I used to try to stuff my face with junk food trying to have a nightmare, but unfortunately it never happened. That's when I realized your parents lied to you. That was my first heartbreak because I never had the nightmare. But I also wanted a Chucky doll when I was a kid, and my mother would never let me have that. But horror movies is what started my journey into the supernatural. And then eventually, growing up in the 90s, Power Rangers came out, the Spider-Man animated series, the X-Men animated series, and it just snowballed into that. And then my fandom really expounded when Buffy the Vampire Slayer came out on the WB on May 10th, 1997. And then just snowballed from there, and Black Gay Comic Geek was born. So,
what is it about being at an event like this that helps your mental health?
Well, it's nice to be surrounded by and camaraderie with a whole bunch of people that appreciate and love the same types of fandoms that you love. So you can have conversations with anybody here about anything. Like, even in my own personal friend circle, like, sometimes, and part of the reason why I started to go to Comic-Cons in the first place, most of my friends couldn't have conversations about Spider-Man or the Avengers that I could. They were just like, oh, I check out the movies, but they didn't know the nuances. When, like, Thanos first showed up in the first Avengers, they didn't know who that was. And I'm just like, I need to find more friends that are just as obsessed with these types of things as I am. So, like, it helps with the mental health in the sense that you can interact with so many people that feel and do the same things that you do, cosplay, like dressing up and all of that stuff.
Do you like the newer horror movies?
I mean, there's some good. There's some. I mean, like, what's the recent horror movie I just saw? The recent Evil Dead Rise. That was pretty good. That was actually really good. If you haven't seen that, I definitely recommend check it out. And then, like, Cabin in the Woods. So there's some good horror movies, but I think lately horror has been really thriving on television. So, like, you got, like, Yellow Jackets, or the very first season of Sleepy Hollow, Lovecraft Country, etc. So, like, I think it's really thriving on television more than it is with movies. But with that said, there's a horror comedy out right now. I saw it twice, called The Blackening, currently out. Definitely go check that out.
So how did you come up with your name and the logo and everything?
So, I mean, I came up with the name Black Gay Comic Geek because it's basically what I am. I'm black, I'm gay, and I like comics. And I feel like that basically tells you everything that you need to know before you even click on my channel. You see the name and you instantly know what you're getting into. And then as an addendum to that, at the start of every single video, and it's my very first tattoo that I got on my arm, I start every video by saying, welcome to my safe haven, to let people know that this is a place that is safe for queer nerds, especially black queer nerds, to come and express their fandom and nerddom and come geek out with me. So that's something I want people to know and appreciate, because I think representation matters, and through representation it equals normalization.
What is it like hearing feedback from people on your mission?
Honestly, it makes me feel good, and it makes me, it's very validating to let you know that what I'm doing is being heard, because you never know who's watching you. So I've gotten messages from people that are elderly people in their 60s or older, or people that are children, saying, thank you for being who you are and being an out, proud gay man and gay nerd, because black gay nerds are out here and we're very underrepresented, especially when it comes to comic books, superheroes, people that are behind the scenes, etc. So, sometimes, like what Thanos said at the end of Avengers Age of Ultron, you want something done, sometimes you got to do it yourself. And so that's, the saying, be who you wanted to see when you were growing up. That's what I'm trying to do every single day with my platform.